Okay, good afternoon. We're coming live from the 2018 Michael Rourke Memorial Tournament in Grantham. The internet signal's very weak, so we're not going live. Jessica's recording, and then you'll be able to view later. The first match, when it starts, is between, well, it's actually game 5 between Steve Perry and Bob Violett. Bob is the only player who's on 4-0 after 4 games, and Steve's on 3.5 wins, so we're between the top 2 players. He drew 450 each against John Ashmore earlier this morning. I'm not sure when the game's starting. I'm waiting to start. Steve's got a rather poor rack to open with of UTUVONI. I'm looking for inspiration, as I'm sure Steve is from this rack. It's obviously UTU, but that would leave VONI. Indeed, Steve's played UTU quite quickly. Bob's got a healthier rack in reply. He's got PANTIVE. Now, if only pantive was a word. We're looking to get rid of the V and possibly a P here. I would say there's definitely not a bonus. Famous last words, I'm sure. Maybe PAV under U2. That leaves an easy hook with pave. Crackle was saying Vape was the best player in VAU, which is as good a player as you probably could get without giving too much away. Steve's hasn't had a great pick-up. He's replaces UTU with CRB. So got CRB, NVIU. Obvious words are such as crib to get rid of some, but I can't see where that could be playable. The board's quite restrictive with the U2 on it. There's a chance of maybe Vin under U2 with a CORB wrap, which doesn't score much but doesn't give too much away. But the board's very restricted at the moment. Maybe from the A of VOR A or B, or from the U or B. Quackle's actually suggesting Covin to be the top play, and Steve's actually got a high tile turnover with Rubicon through the U. So the scores are very, very low at the moment with restricted tiles, 18-14 to Steve. Now Bob's got PNT, then double E, double I, and TT. If there was 2 T's instead of 2 E's, it would be Pentiti, which I believe is a thief in Italian. Such as incept through the C, which would again be a high tile turnover, but not big points. Ideally, I guess we're looking to keep such, if we can't bingo, keeping such as TINE, so that would be playing PIE. That could be played to the left of Rubicon, would give access to the triple lane, which isn't ideal, or maybe playable to the R of Rubicon at the top of the board, which would only be 3, 4, 6, 8, 9 points. Possibly Peace through the C, Piece. Bob's gone for Epic, keeping the Tine rack leave, which is a very strong rack leave. So Bob takes a 12-point lead, 30 points to 18. Steve's got a rack of Deev, which is a word in itself. I think it probably means devil, with Gee also. E's a very good tile, but 4's a bit much. Quackle's actually suggesting adding ED to Rubicon for Rubicond. I don't think Steve or myself would know that. So Steve's actually played quite quickly, played VEE to balance his rack. Bob's got more scoring tiles now than he has, so we'll see the scores improving quickly. He's picked up the X, Y, and H with his Tine rack leave. Such as HYE to the right of Rubicon, making HY, making OH and NY, which would be 16, 20, 22, about 26 points. That's one possibility. But it would give away the D or S onto the triple lane. That's Quackle's fourth best, the best being Vitex through the top V, which would put X on a triple letter. And Quackle's second best is HYTE, or HYEN, which would be getting rid of two awkward tiles, the H and the Y. X is a possibility as well, but it puts the X next to the triple word score at the bottom, which isn't ideal. So Bob's likely to score in the late 20s, early 30s here when he does go, and going to go into about a 20-point lead. Say getting rid of the H and Y would be quite good in this situation, but Bob's decided to just play the X to make XI for 18 points, keeping HY, ITNE, and picking up another I, which keeps things a little awkward. Steve's got a rack of Feod, FEOD, plus GEE. Sounds like he's already moved by the background. There was still Rubicon available, but Steve missed that the first time, as most of us would, so I don't think we'll be seeing that. Indeed, he's extended Bob's XI to make Oxide, keeping FEEG and taking a 12-point lead. Bob's got to look to get rid of, say, his HY and the duplicate I on this rack. Again, there's the HYE, but it would leave NT and duplicate I's, which isn't ideal. He's possibly got the number 90 from that would be keeping HI, which wouldn't be too bad a rack leave, and would get rid of the duplicate I's and the Y. It would be handy to have a with this rack and say, like, Higher, Hiya. The HYE that I've suggested previously is the top play according to Quackle. And Bob's just played the I and the Y to make Ivy, which is a very low score, and it appears to be just 9 points. And picked up WU, which I believe it will be valid on white. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I'd try it if it's playable, which it is, but it's Steve's go. Steve's got Forge, FORGE plus EA. He's quickly played FOE, which is quite reasonable for 28 points. Now see if Bob is going to risk unwhite, or maybe unwhite onto the R. I'm not sure, not 100% it's valid, but I'd go for it, and it's playable making FOEN, or from G1 down to the R of Rubicon. In fact, it is valid, and it's the best playable in the two spots we've just highlighted, making FOEN, which is 80 points, or 71 G1 downwards. I think it's best taking the 80 points, and it leaves an I next to the middle triple, as opposed to a U directly before the triple on the top row. So I'm hoping Bob does go for unwhite and FOEN on this go. Otherwise, other plays with WH. There's a few for 37 points, WHIT, WHIN. Bob's gone for win, WHIN. Whether he didn't see or was unsure of unwhite, I don't know. But he scored well 37, but he's left the N in the triple lane, which Steve may well score highly from. Steve's got a reg of JIG, JIG plus PEAR. Just trying to see if there's any good plays with a J. There's JEAN in the triple lane, which would be 33, leaving grip. I think that's probably going to be the best play using the J from what I can see at the moment. If N was in another position, it'd be such as reaping. Another one available is JARP from C9 going across, making Pope. And Quackle's best play is actually Injera, which is Ethiopian bread from 03 downwards through the N, which is 39 points. That will give a GP rack leave. A very nice one Quackle suggested is Epicarp, which is just extended the epic with an ARP, which is a more advanced player's spot. But if Steve's able to see it, would be very nice indeed. Steve's declared and played Gene, which I mentioned earlier, which is the second best move. Keeping a rack leave of grip. Injera would have been 6 points more, I believe, and would have left a rack leave of GP. So even though it scores 6 points less, it's a stronger leave. Bob, after missing unwhite on the last rack, and keeping a rack leave of UTE has picked up HFIG. It appears quite an old rack. I can see the word fight with the UE. The board's pretty restricted. The HG at the top would only take a T or an S, but it's more restricted because it need a T next to the WO to make 2. Fight would be playable from the Eye of Ivy, opening the board, but it wouldn't be. It would be about as many points as you could get, but it would be UE rack leave, and that's what Bob's played anyway. So the score is currently 120 to Bob and 121 to Steve. Steve's picked up LOT to add to his grip rack leave. Grip will be playable directly on top of fight. I wouldn't say there's a bingo on this track. It's a bit too awkward. Would need such as a E or an N to look to play through, and then I believe it still wouldn't be bingo-y. Good points could be scored on the top triple from H1 down onto the H. Potentially, still looking for a potential word into that. If there was a gap after the H, it would be plight, PLIG through the HT. Probably a grip of 5 is the best that I can see. Now there is girth playable onto the H on the triple. Crackle suggested putting PROT before oxide for protoxide, which would be more of a Nigel word than a Colin or Steve or Bob word. Steve's thought similar to me and played prog instead of my suggested grip, keeping the I rather than an O, and a decent rack leave of LIT. So Steve takes a 23-point lead, and Bob again on first look appears to have an awkward rack of GRKOEUS. We're looking here to get rid of, say, the K, U, and G to have a strong rack leave of SORE. So I'm sure Bob's desperate to bonus as soon as possible. Maybe KO onto the P, cop. Leaves GURES. Potentially RUK under oxide. Probably the KOP opens the board up a little bit more and leaves Bob bonusy tiles. The board's a little killed off in the bottom corner with the VEE. So to work into the bottom left, either Rubicon's got to be pluralized or somebody's got to be brave to try to put in the EDF to Rubicon, which had been available twice early in the game. So Bob's still debating his play. I'm sort of tended to go to KOP on the P of prog at the moment. not the strongest move. It's 18 points, keeping G-U-R-E-S. I believe Steve's got a bingo onto the E of Jean if the spot's not taken. Etiolate. Etiolate, that sounds good. Which I believe takes the P from etiolate. It's quite high probability etiolate, and then I know Steve has and does study quite a lot, so I wouldn't expect Steve to miss that etiolate. Quabble's given rough onto the H triple, the best move for Bob, which would block the etiolate. And Steve will have been praying that Bob wouldn't take that spot, and Bob actually has played KOR making rope, which is only 13 points. And I think Steve's had quite a bit of time to think during Bob's play, and I believe he will be playing etiolate now until the E from H2 to O2. I'm getting my etiolate wrong. It would take etiolate. It would be two E's, not two I's. I've got to get back to basics after that mistake. So Bob's Steve's just played T-O making B-toe and Vaute, V-A-U-T-E. Leaving a strong rack leave, and for next go he's got candle plus I. Bob's really desperately fighting with his rack here. He's got G-U-Y guy plus D-E-S-S. An S is a valuable tile, but two S's. The second S isn't any stronger than any sort of general letter, so Bob will be looking to get rid of the second S along with such as G-U-Y. So maybe such as guys may be playable. I believe G-U-Y-S also takes an E on the end, so that would be playable on K2 to the E of G. Guys, G-U-Y-S-E. Or guys played under Rubicons. It will give quite a healthy rack leave. Gussie apparently at B2 is the best play making Sprog. It's one front hook I hadn't thought of. But we'll be putting the Y on the triple letter square on B6, which would increase the score substantially. And Bob's actually played Guy, G-U-Y, keeping duplicate S's for just 20 points and is 10 points behind Steve. Steve's got a strong rack of candle plus I. On first glance, I can't see a bonus from this, and if there was, it would be restricted spots. There's a G on the right-hand side. I know with Steve's rack plus a G, there is a D calling, but the G's in the wrong spot for that. I know you can have inlaces, so whether you can have inlaced, I'm not 100%. But it would appear that would be playable anyway if it is valid enlaced. Looking for 8 until the R of Rubicon. There aren't any bonuses available. Quackle's given us epic extended to epic Edial, which is a bit bit Quackle and Nigel-like. Again, the ED can be put on the end of Rubicon for Rubicon. Steve had that opportunity twice early in the game and, understandably didn't see it. Now see if Bob could. Steve's actually played Lynch until a top triple for healthy points. 39 points it would appear. To take a 2-0-2-1-5-3 lead, a 49-point lead. Bob's got a very strong rack here and should see the bonus. Bob is, I believe, an expert level player, and indeed he's played Demises with a blank for an eye, making Rubicons pretty quickly, which you'd expect. For 84 points and taking a 35-point lead. Steve, in reply, has got a very Val-heavy rack with 2 E's, 2 A's, an O, a B and a D. He'll be looking to get rid of, say, 3 vowels and the B if possible, and getting rid of the 2 duplicate vowels. It's got such as Bade, B-A-D-E, directly under Demises for the triple, which would keep 3 vowels but would score very nicely and selfishly take out the triple, which is made available. That would be 3, 4, 6, 8, 24, 26, 29, 30, 32, 33, 35, I believe. So while Steve decides what to do there, and if he does play such as Bade, the game's almost level. The game's turning upwards for Bob. He's just picked up a blank with 2 L's, 2 T's, N and E. Steve has in fact played Bade, suggested, but there was a better play. Played 2 A's, making the noise of a sheep. A bard, B-A-A-E-D, would have been about 4 more points and would have given a stronger rack leave. It would have given a rack leave of O-E, which is sort of bad enough because we're always looking for a slightly constant heavy rack leave. So a rack leave of E-O-A is even weaker. So the scores are exactly level on 2, 3, 7 each, with Bob to play with L, L, T, T, N, E and blank. Bob will be looking to play through the available floating vowel-y I at the top. There may be a bonus there. I'm not seeing it straight away. So blank was a G, there'd be the ing ending. So it's telling, but that keeps an extra T. I think Ettling's good, E-T-T-L-I-N-G, but again, we'd be wasting the blank for very little. Such as lintel and lentil, but that's keeping T's. So basically I can't see a bonus through the E. So if Bob can't either, he's looking to get rid of the duplicates L and T's. If Bob was 1 letter different, he'd have Thielin, which I believe is of hormone, T-H. No, he'd have to just have a single L there as well. Maybe L-E through the P-T, let, I believe is good. Bob appears to have made his play. Eland was the top player from N2 down, making EE and Fowen. So Bob's just done a rack balance and playing T through the I and double L to give a very, very strong ET. So even though he scores single figures, he's had a nice pickup with a strong rack lead. Probably got a certain bonus anywhere on the board. Let's go. Steve's played straight away, making Wayne W-A, Julia I, and N for Fowen, which is the place where I suggested Bob's play. Bob's basically got retains with a blank as an I, so should have a variety of options. The board's not the kindest, but we play finding bonuses here. There's Asternal available on the L at the top, which Bob spotted. It's a nice spot. It's high probability, but with 2 A's, but it's a very nice play. So Bob's taken a 49-point lead. Now the game's turned quite sharply. 319 to Steve's 270. If Steve had a second E instead of second A, he'd have Erotima, which I believe is a rhetorical question or such like. But the 2 A's make the rack a bit trickier. Steve's got such as MOA in 2 places in the top left-hand corner, either making so and tar, or making op and AR, which will be higher points from B3. A 6 that Steve's got on his rack is MORMT, which I believe relates to the Mafia's Code of Conduct. It makes a few nice 7s with an S, but unfortunately Steve's second letter, 7th letter, is an A. Another possibility is through the N of Rubicons, making MNA, keeping a fairly strong rack leave, although a little vowel V. It's getting sort of towards the business end of the game, so I think Steve will have quite a bit of time left because he's been playing relatively quickly, so he'll be trying to make sure he doesn't miss anything and looking at his tile tracking to see what's available, and obviously hoping for the second blanket bag as well. So Steve's declared 23 for Rome at the top, which leaves a bit of a valley rack leave. EAT. After Bob's bingo, he's picked up 2 of the power tiles Q and Z, which are a bit clunky together. In an ideal situation, they could score nicely, but again, he wouldn't like to get caught with the Q. So Bob's got Q, U, A, Z, quads rather than quiz, NSL. And the board's pretty restricted, as I can see Z onto ED on the bottom, which would be quite method. Or you could play Suk, SUQ, making Sprog, which would be quite hefty points, 32, 33, 36, 40 points. Hopefully Bob will see that. It's very, very good points and closes the board up quite a lot on the left-hand side. To help thwart any chances of Steve catching him up. Bob has just played the Z onto the ED, which I think Quackle will show it as the second best move, but SU, Q and Sprog was very much the strongest move available. Closing down a number of bingo lanes for Steve to get back in the game, including ending in the R of Rubicons or through the G guy. Steve's got very, very vowel heavy. He's got Otary ending in IE, which isn't a word in itself without the S, with an extra I. He helped cause this a little himself by keeping a vowel heavy rack leave, but wouldn't wish this on anybody. And Steve's desperate to score points, being 50 points behind, but he's got no scoring tile. Tile is of 1 point face value. I believe you can put a U on Beto for B2. I could be wrong there. Well, the anagram is U-bit. So I've got a feeling that Beto does not take an S. So potentially Steve's got no tear from the N of Rubicons. But just throw everything open. Would be a blatant chase in the blank, which he sort of desperately needs. Crackle suggesting I owes the top play, making Emir on D3 at the top. Steve just played an I for Emir for little points and hoping to pick up a nice letter to get a bonus. He has in fact picked up a D, so with the N from Rubicons has got 4 bonuses, but I don't think anyone playing the D rationed, anointed, and ordinate, so none of them are playable where the N is. There's the D to look through, but we're back onto Bob's go, so Steve will be desperately looking for a bonus, but from first look there wouldn't appear to be one, but potentially Bob may open one up for Steve, but he won't be looking to do that. Bob's got his SU, Q and Sprog again, what he missed last time, which would really be an ideal move to extend his lead to around 86 points, which would make the game, make Bob very much favours for the game if he does see this, leaving the only sort of bonus he's scoring places in the bottom right segment of the board, the bottom right quarter. With Bob's S, he's got the Sky fully triple on the left, mid left from A8, but there's not a full at a Q play to take advantage. I can see that Steve has got an 8 if Bob doesn't take the spot. He's got Adroiter until the R of Rubicons. So they'll be hoping that Bob does not play Sook and Sprog. I can hear Bob's declared 14, so he hasn't played Sook. He's got rid of his QU and played Quag, which is not as good a player as Sue could be points-wise, but he still does the same job, fortunately for Bob, of blocking a droiter. As I say, there are 4 bonuses with Steve's rack, with the ND ration, anointed, rationed, and ordinate, but none of them are playable with the N being in quite a restricted slot. Steve will be very frustrated at this point of the game, and will be trying to score and rack balance. Maybe D, G, I, the fight, the top, and hoping to pick up the blank, or maybe the U if it does make B2. Not many times that you do hope to pick up a U. Oh. So there's the bags are actually empty. There's only 5 on Bob's rack. So Steve's got to look for a miracle play, which I do not believe is there. So it would appear, unless I'm calling this totally wrong, that Bob Violett's going to go to 5-0 unbeaten with 3 games left. The game potentially could have been different. Steve missed the Rubicon extension twice, which is most of us would not see that. Bob's missed the SUK and Sprog on a couple of occasions, but he has blocked the board, and there was only 1 in the bag when he played Bob, so he might have got an inkling that what Steve had on his rack was made the adroit of being an outplay and possibly winning an outplay for Steve. So basically exterminated that possibility. Bob should hold on to win. I don't know how long Steve's got left, but he'll be using his time to explore every possibility, but it doesn't seem to be. Yes, Crackle suggested adding EDIA onto Epic for Epicidia, which is a non-bonus, and Steve's played it, which is a very nice play indeed. It's one of the 5 vowel 8s that a lot of players learn, but there are some very weird words amongst that. I believe there's the best part of 400 5 vowel 8 words. So Bob closed it to 19 points behind. 340 to 359. And Bob's looking to play out with a rack of lanes or leans. I think that NALES may be good under Epicidio. I believe it's some kind of poison or insecticide, if I'm right. If the Q wasn't blocking it, they'd be playing down from the AR. From A1, there'd be Austin Shin's favourite football team, Arsenal. And the best player is adding an N or L to Epicidia, which I wouldn't have been sure of either. Making either lanes, Neils, leans, or lanes. I don't think Bob will be looking to take a risk if he's not sure of the endings on it, because it could be a game-losing move. My suggested move of NALES, which I'm not 100% sure isn't on Quackle's top top 12. It could be just that it's not as high scoring as the other one, but it is good. And if it plays, it's playing out, which would be up again. Bob's played lean, obviously not known or being sure enough of the backup to Epicidia of L or an N. So Bob's 33 ahead, and Steve's just got ORT compared to Bob's S. So Steve's not going to score the 32 points necessary with ORT to win the game, even though it is available through the eye of Emir, which would make the game 370 to 372. Or Ront through the N of Rubicons and Ropers is playable for 17 points. This is Quackle who's seen these two moves, not myself. Even if Steve does spot the best play, Bob still wins the game. Indeed, Steve has played Ront through the N of Rubicons and Ropers. And I can tell the game's over because they're discussing the game. So after it appears that Bob has won 372 to 356, win of 16 points, largely due to seeing Asternal. It was quite a tight upward board most of the game. Bob was able to get 2 bonuses with Asternal and Demisers, both with blanks, which have been the sort of deciding point of the game. Steve's extension of Epic to Epicidia was very nice, but it's for about 41 points. And a key move near the end was Bob playing Quag, Steve's winning play of Adroiter, with Steve being frustrated by the 4 bonuses, with D-Ration not playable also. So Bob will be very happy, I believe, to have won that game by a narrow margin and gone on to 5-0.